What I would usually do is I hide my presence, my true presence. And in some moments, I would kind of pretend a little bit and I would do a little bit too much just to show up in moments where I'm insecure. The reason why I do that is to get people's approval. I'm building myself honestly, and I'm building a club for those who want to do the same. We face our hardest inner battles, and then we share what helps us win. Join the club. And the inner battle that I'm facing today is noticing when I shut down. What happens when I shut down? When do I shut down? Why do I shut down? And the problem there is I disconnect under pressure. I disconnect with my true self under pressure. And what I'm going to be working on is to recognize how I shut down, when I shut down early, so that I can do something about that. Exercise number 2 is to notice my people-pleasing patterns. These are the exercises and things you don't want to talk about. These are the things you don't really want to do. You don't want to think about them. You don't want to admit any of it, but I'm going to do it anyway because building myself honestly. We do things honestly here with truth and courage. So noticing my people-pleasing patterns is what will come after noticing how I shut down. And then number 3 is notice my perfectionist voice. I am 1000% a perfectionist. And so this one's going to be super interesting to me because I think it's going to change the fabric of who I am forever because I've always been a perfectionist. So I don't know what's going to happen here. Exercise number 4 is noticing my inner controller. The part of me that tries to control everything. I'm going to catch some of those impulses and try to label them as protective behavior. When I'm trying to protect myself, I will tend to control everything. Number 5 is I'm going to talk with my shadows. Sounds scary, but I'm going to do it. That sounds super scary. I'm going to talk to my shadow. What that basically means is parts of me that fight each other. Parts of me that have different interests, parts of me that want different things. And then the next exercise, number 5 under season 4, is turn my shadows into an ally. Sometimes inner parts of me will fight with me when I'm trying to do something. So I will be learning to use my inner critics, my inner shadows to work with me and kind of redirect that energy constructively. So that's going to be super interesting. The next exercise is to turn my shadow resistance into action. So every time I feel that my shadow, my inner self wants to block me, is fighting me basically, is resisting me, and I have to learn to transform that and use it as fuel to get something done. And I'm not going to lie to you that I'm a little nervous about the fact that some of these exercises and titles they sound like work, like inner work, like proper inner work. You don't want to go to those places, those dark places, but I want to do it, and I'm going to do it. So what I'm noticing in myself, in my body right now, is that there's some thoughts are showing up right now, and some of those thoughts are, you can rush through them and just act like you did them successfully. You don't have to share, but I'm going to share, and I want to share, and I have to fight that thought. That's an example of an inner shadow that I'm not going to listen to. At least I'm going to learn to use that as fuel and do better. It's going to be an adventure. It's going to be all of the above, and I don't know what's coming, and I don't know if I want to share everything that's coming. So that's a thought that's popping into my head, and I'm not sure what to make of it. That's fear starting to speak to me, and I'm going to do this anyway, and I'm going to do this truthfully and courageously. And exercise number 1 is about noticing when I shut down. I'm going to work on learning what happens when I shut down. When do I shut down? Why do I shut down? And what do I do when I shut down? And then learn to do it better and learn to navigate situations like that a whole lot better with truth and with courage. Thank you for your time today. Join the club if you too want to face your life with truth and courage, to live truthfully and live courageously. My name is Chris Kasonga. Keep living an empowered life.